Trojan fans, thanks for joining us for an update from Director of Athletics, Brent Jones. And Brent, the football schedule for the 2023 football season was recently announced. With that schedule, the Trojans will host the likes of James Madison, Western Kentucky, South Alabama, many more this season at the Vet. What are your thoughts on the 2023 football schedule?
First off, it's great to be on, Kyle. Thanks for having me. It's also great to be able to have the schedule this early. Typically, we got it about 10 days earlier. The Sun Belt Conference worked extremely hard with ESPN. We're very appreciative. We have 6 home games this year. 5 of those 6 are on a Saturday. We're not at home on Thanksgiving, which is big for us. And also to be only to have one midweek game at home is huge. Obviously, that's going to be nationally televised for South Alabama. But to be able to have JMU, who won the East last year, to be able to have Western Kentucky, South Alabama come into us, it's extremely exciting to see.
And with the release of the schedule, season tickets are on sale now for the 2023 football season as the Trojans look to defend their Sun Belt championship from last season. Last year, our fans showed up in record numbers throughout the season. How important is our fans to continue to support like they did last year and years past?
Coach Summerall and I talk about it all the time. The student section brings the juice. They bring the excitement, the energy. But our season ticket holders, they are the lifeblood of the program. And so we're so appreciative. Obviously, we did a Pack the Vet campaign last year, record-setting attendance this past year from single game as well as season tickets, to be able to have over 12,000 total season tickets. The first sellout in the history of Veterans Memorial Stadium when we hosted Army. We're so appreciative. Obviously, we just went on sale with football season tickets, and we are going to continue to invest in the success of our football program. Coach Summerall talks about this. We're able to, right where you and I sit every day, Kyle, we're able to hear our student athletes, our football players working out, whether it's running or whether it's lifting. But as we continue to get better and as this conference continues to get better, you've seen the Sun Belt Conference really take a huge step the last 4, 5, 6 years of being the most competitive group of 5. It is imperative that we continue to invest in the success of our program, keeping our great coaches, as well as really equipping our student athletes across all the board, but especially, in football with everything that we need to be successful.
On the topic of football and schedules, our future non-conference opponents, there's some exciting games coming up in the future as well, with the likes of Memphis, Mississippi State, North Carolina State, BYU, Army, to say a few of the ones that are coming here. What type of impact do those games have on our program as well as our football season ticket holders?
Well, I think it's great. We want to be able to, we have a schedule philosophy of 2-2. So 2 away games, 2 home games with our 4 out of conference. We want to be able to play an A5, a P5, a high autonomy 5 for a pay game guarantee. And then we're looking at an FCS. We want a regional FCS. And to be able to have Nevada, to be able to come here to serve, to be able to sign long-term, multiple-year contracts with Army, West Point, to be able to have UAB come on the schedule a little bit further down the road, as well as MTSU reigniting that rivalry, Battle of the Palladium is huge. But then to be able to have home and home games with Memphis, to be able to come here in 2025, to be able to have Mississippi State, again, an SEC power, be able to come here to Veterans Memorial Stadium in 2027. And then obviously with the COVID year, we had to work long and hard, and you were part of that, and I appreciate it. But to be able to look at being able to reschedule NC State, to be able to keep them as well as BYU, which was hugely important, and to be able to have NC State, the Wolfpack, coming to Veterans Memorial Stadium in 2028 is big for our schedule, is big for our fans. And then to be able to have BYU in later years, obviously when they joined or as they are joining the Big 12 conference, we were one of very few schools that we were able to keep that contract in place. And so I'm very appreciative of them working with us and them to be able to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium a little bit further down the road.
DeMarcus Ware recently received a call from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and he will be the first Trojan and Sun Belt alum to be enshrined in Canton. What does that mean for DeMarcus as well as for Troy University?
First off, congratulations to DeMarcus Ware. Not only is he a great Trojan, he's a great person, he's a great player, and a great friend and ambassador to Troy University. We cannot be more extremely excited for him and that honor that he has. And so he's a great brand ambassador for us, but he's also a great person. And so we're looking forward to being able to celebrate and honor him in any way possible with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as well as some other unique items that we have throughout the year.
Men's basketball closed out the regular season on a hot streak. They will be the number 5 seed in the upcoming Sun Belt Conference basketball tournament. What's been the key for the men's basketball program down the stretch? Had a great environment here this past Friday for their final home regular season game. But they finished extremely strong this season.
Men's, women's basketball this year had record crowds as well as record season attendance or season tickets, I should say, for the men to be able to have back-to-back winning seasons and back-to-back seasons of 19 plus victories. First time since I believe 2009 that we've been able to do that back-to-back years is simply incredible. Coach Cross's fourth year. As we go to Pensacola, men and women, we look to be able to have a great crowd there, only 2 hours away from Troy. We set up several different events on Friday as well as Saturday that we're going to get into, but we're expecting Trojan Nation to step up and be loud for this. But Coach Cross and what his staff has been able to do is simply incredible, as well as Shanda Rigby. Only missing the conference championship by one game would have been making it 6 out of 8 years, but now we have the chance to win the regular season. And what Coach Rigby has done is not only is she the all-time winningest coach in women's basketball history here, but she's an all-time great person. And so we're really looking forward to not only rooting on our men's team, but also our women's team in Pensacola with several different unique events that we have going on.
Speaking of the women's team as well, too, they secured the number 4 seed and will have a double bye. So their first game will be this upcoming Friday in Pensacola, a place where they've had a lot of success here as of late when it comes to the Sun Belt basketball tournament. What's it like getting a chance to see this women's basketball team compete for a championship once again down in Pensacola very soon here?
Well, it's exciting, and that's what you have the tournament for. And so, obviously, we've won 5 out of the last 7 years, either the regular season or the tournament. And so, Coach Rigby is working hard to get our team ready to go. And so, being a top 4 team, you have a double bye, which is extremely exciting. And so, to be able to know that we play Friday at 2 p.m. and then we have a unique alumni event afterwards, we're expecting a great crowd for our team.
And you mentioned the events earlier too, fans. Those events will be Friday following the women's basketball game. Women's basketball tips off at 2 p.m. There will be a fan gathering at O'Reilly's Irish Pub right off of Halifax and Pensacola downtown, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And then again on Saturday for a basketball social as our teams look forward to advancing in the tournament. That'll be at 11 a.m. at the Fish House in Pensacola. And Brent, like you touched on too, one final wrap up from a basketball tournament standpoint. How important is it for our fans to come down to Pensacola and be a part of what's taking place down there?
We never need to take it for granted, only being 2 hours away from Troy. We have so many fans in that panhandle area as well as in lower Alabama. We really need to make our presence felt. We have an event Friday, have an event Saturday. Hopefully we'll have an event on Monday for championship day, as we've been able to have the last 2 or 3 years. And so we're going to have our band there, going to have our cheerleaders there. Our presence will be felt, and hopefully Trojan Nation is going to show up loud and proud as well.
The men's and women's tennis teams are both off to great starts for their spring calendar right now. Both teams have been on great win streaks as of late to start their seasons off here. Talk a little bit about the success of the men's and women's tennis programs and how things are going there.
Well, both are led by alums, with obviously Rolando as well as Raya, and what they've been able to do, the men's and women's team this year. It's program's best. Our men's teams are 9-2. Our women's team, I believe, is 5-2 right now, coming off 2 victories with North Alabama and Lipscomb College. And so University, I should say. So we're excited about the trajectory of both of those programs. Both those coaches know what it is to be a Troy Trojan. They put in a lot of hard work, dedication, and sweat into it. And so I encourage everybody to come out to the Lunsford Tennis Complex. It's free admission. Get to watch our men's and women's tennis teams. And if you haven't been out there, it's lively. Like, they get after it. It's exciting to be out there.
For baseball, they're off to a great start, 7-0 to open the season at Riddle Pace Field this season. The Trojans are 3rd nationally in home runs, might need to change doubles alley to home run alley out there, and 4th nationally in stolen bases right now as well too. How great has it been to see this team get off to such a great start, but also in front of our home fans at Riddle Pace Field?
Well, I'll go ahead and get into it. We knew all along that we were going to be able to host games here this year. We just had to sort of be able to adapt it. And so Coach Skylar Mead, as well as the entire coaching staff and the players, really talk about the magic of Riddle Pace Field and what that offers. And while we did have contingency plans on if we could not play there with the amazing Riddle Pace Field renovation project underway, that we would shift to Riverwalk Stadium, Montgomery Biscuits. We have a great working relationship, very appreciative of Brendan Porter, as well as his staff and what he's been able to do up there. But ultimately, we did not need that backup plan. So to be able to play at Riddle Pace Field, to be able to have all of the entire seats in, obviously the field level seats or the theater style seats, so they're a little bit more cushiony, but to be able to have every seat inside Riddle Pace Field to be chairback, to be able to have the sound system, the video board, promotions. We've seen great attendance so far, great ticket sales as well. And so very exciting to see that. And then with that, couple that with being starting 7-0, it's been exciting to see our team really respond to the great crowd we had inside Riddle Pace Field as well as in Doubles Alley.
Softball's off to a great start. They're 10-5 overall right now. They're returning home from a tournament down in Tallahassee, Florida, where they went toe-to-toe with number 6 nationally ranked Florida State in a 2-1 game there. They'll host nationally ranked Auburn this Wednesday at 6 p.m. It's going to be bacon knife, so free bacon for students out there, as well as United and Cardinal. And you got Leanna Johnson, who's currently the active NCAA leader in career shutouts. How great has it been to see this softball program get off to such a great start and have a great opportunity coming up this Wednesday at Troy's softball complex.
Absolutely. We talked about our football program this year. We talked about our soccer hiring, Coach Gore, and the trajectory he has. Volleyball, 4 straight winning seasons, 3 straight consecutive postseasons. You know what football did this year, winning the Sun Belt Conference Championship, finishing 12-2. Men's and women's basketball, both several victories as we go into the Sun Belt Conference. Men's and women's golf getting a great start. Men's and women's tennis. Now you go to track and field indoor championships. We had several different record-setting performances there. And so you look at the trajectory, the momentum, the energy that's around each one of our programs. It's exciting to see, and especially in softball right now, as we sit 10-5, being able to host a nationally ranked in-state rival. We don't take these things for granted at all. We're going to have a great crowd out there. Leanna Johnson, she continues just to shine on the mound. And, Coach Newell, a national championship coach. But what's exciting about this is we just talked about 2 different programs, baseball and softball, but our facilities, they're top in the conference, top in the nation, as well as inside the state. And that allows us through the leadership and appreciation and visionary leadership of Chancellor Hawkins to be able to really compete at the highest level and to be able to host these amazing teams and rivalries. So we're expecting a great crowd on Wednesday, as well as all of our teams, especially in the spring, to continue to have a record amount of success.
The annual T-Day Spring Game, as well as the annual Hall of Fame banquet. Those will be taking place on Saturday, April 15th, right here in Troy. Also, we'll have in conjunction with those events, the Lunch with Legends, the yard sale, kids camp taking place, tons of things taking place for the entire family to enjoy. How important is it for fans to come back and be a part of all those exciting festivities on Saturday, April 15th?
We have one of the hardest working staffs in the nation. And so I'm so appreciative of everything that we've done, been able to host a conference championship game and football with 5 days notice. And so this is no different. We want to be able to have as many fans as possible, whether that is children of young age, whether that if you're an alum that graduated 50 years ago, coming for the Hall of Fame game, if you're coming for the football excellence social the night before, we have a lot of different items that are going on. You throw in the yard sale for the 2nd straight year now, and you saw how well that took off last year with, I think before we even started, we had over 100 people in line. So it's really an exciting day. It's one of the best days of the spring. And then couple that with the Hall of Fame and the amazing Trojan Arena that we have. It's an exciting day, and I encourage everybody to come on back for it.
And finally, you mentioned about Riddle Pace Field, the renovation project taking place for baseball there as well too. Fans are able to see that in person right now as they're coming to games and seeing the current improvements as well as the progress continuing to be made there. Talk a little bit further about what fans will continue to see over the next few weeks and months to come as that project is finalized.
So obviously to be able to be, we had the building turned over to us the day before the season started. So appreciative of our architecture construction company, as well as the state building inspector to be able to get this up and running. And so what you're seeing right now, and look, all the remarks that we've had, all the reviews, they've been, just incredible from our fans so far. And so we're really excited as the construction company continues to work, and they're continuing to work every day when we don't have a game, and really up to about 4 or 5 hours outside of when we do have a home game, is they're building out the front of that. And so right now, everything that we have in place for the season is there, with the exception of the video board, which is going to be in place in 2024. It's going to be the largest video board in the Sun Belt Conference and one of the largest video boards in Division I. Also, we will have installed the RBI Club, which is indoor and outdoor seating for baseball. And so that's going to host about 150 people inside and outside. And then at the same time, we'll have a revamped press box. And then also we'll have the coaches' offices as well as the rotunda. And then we'll have a newly built ticket office in front of Riddle Pace Field. So we're excited about it. We're very excited to be able to host games, and so appreciative of the support, university support, as well as Chancellor Hawkins and what he's been able to do to allow this project to take really to come into fruition for our baseball program.
A lot of great information. And Brent, thanks for the time to share with our fans here today. And fans, if you don't have those baseball season tickets yet, you can get them online right now at troytrojans.com/tickets, as well as your football season tickets there as well too. Stay with us for the future, and we look forward to continuing to keep you updated on what's coming up here with Troy Athletics.